Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Amethyst Rune Witch, and today I'm going to be talking about magical waters because there's so many different ones, and I thought giving a rundown of the various waters you could use could be useful, informative. So a lot of this water you can collect in jars, putting it outside, letting it absorb the energy. Other waters it's collecting from the place. But I'll go through what you can, how you could go, or the best way, the most, the recommended way. And I say recommended because you can take a jar of water and sit it in, as an example, sit it in a river or a stream and let it absorb the energies that way. Stormwater is the first one, and I have technically 3 jars of this. Loki, do you mind? Oh, 4. Got 4. Sorry, my cat Loki was in the way. He's stroppy because I'm not sitting on my sofa and letting him be all snuggly. So all of these have dates. So I can go back and look at what else might have been happening. This is tap water that I've popped into a jar and then left outside whilst a storm has been happening. This is my preferred way of doing it because collecting the water from collecting the rainwater from a storm, it's not really suitable to consume. But this is from the 9th of May 2023. That is a 3 at the end. Don't remember if there was a moon happening. If there was, there was. If not, lovely. Sorry, I've got 3 storm. Three jars of storm. I was right with the first number. So this is the first one of the 3. The second one was a hailstorm. So I've popped that piece of info on there, and it was from the 12th of June because I'm British, so it's day, month, year, date wise. And then the final one coincided with the Cancer new moon from July 23, and that's what I've written on the little. I didn't want a lot of this because I've got 2 other lots of storm water, but that's, again, tap water in it, stoppered it, lid on it, and it's lived in my fridge. Lives in the back at the top. I know exactly where my magical waters are because that's where I keep them. Now, stormwater is good for anything relating to vitality because it's, it happens, it's big energy and it's courage. Some people are scared of storms, and that's okay. So you'd need a bit of courage to carry on with whatever you're doing during a storm. Self-esteem, mental strength. You can also use stormwater for protection or just to generally strengthen a spell. I love storms. I have a little balcony that I go out on, and I will just stand in the doorway enjoying the storm because I can and I like to. It's good fun for me. Not so much for the cats, but that's a separate thing. Other than stormwater, you've got your bog standard rainwater. Again, that's collected, you know, pop some tap water in a jar, put it outside while it's raining. You've got rainwater. You can collect actual rainwater. It's just, again, not great for if you want to make a tea out of it or coffee, or use it in use it for cooking. It's not good. But rainwater, it can be charged with the energy of the season or the time of year. So spring rain can be good for new beginnings and growth and all that. Winter rain can be good for internal, you know, introspection, inner work, shadow work, planning. Summer rain could be good for abundance, preparing for a harvest. You know, there's that final push of energy to complete a goal, achieve a dream. And then autumn or fall energy, it's the harvest. It's that it's coming to an end, but not quite. It's not quite finished. You're in that final stretch of work. So yeah, those are the different rainwaters. Then we've got dew water. So dew water is, if anyone's been up ridiculously early, especially when camping, and you know, you've exited your tent and it's not rained, but there's water on the grass. That's dew water. That's the morning dew. It's best collected just after dawn. You'd need an awful lot of it, though. It would take a lot to collect. It's useful for healing, beauty, particularly when the dew water is collected at Beltane, or the 1st of May. It's good for love spells, fertility spells, cleansing, or if you're one of those people who work with the Fae, you can use dew water for that as well. Then we've got snow water. Now, snow water would usually be snow, you know, where you've gone out to an undisturbed patch of snow and you've popped it in a bowl, let it melt, put the water in a jar. I have, because I don't get, where I live we don't get a lot of snow. Once upon a time we might have done, but not anymore. We don't tend to get snow during the winter. We're just very wet and muddy. Might have the odd frost, but very rare snow. So what I did was I got a jar of snow. Not a jar of snow. I got a jar of tap water and popped it outside whilst it was snowing. So exactly the same rainwater as rainwater and stormwater. I just popped the jar outside while it was snowing so that it got snowed on, but you know, there's no snow in it. There's no impurities in the water. So I could use this water to drink. I could, you know, use it and I could consume this water. Depending on how much snow water you want to have, it can take a lot of snow. It's good for transformation, spells, balance, peace, for consecrating your magical tools like your wand, spell bottles, anything really, for unthawing a situation or for endings. I like to think it's good for peace, because when when it has snowed, and it snowed a lot, the world just suddenly goes silent and there's no noise at all. It's lovely. So that's snow water. River water. It's literally you go to a river and collect some water. It takes its energy from the speed of a river. So if you've got a fast flowing river, then you can use that for, you know, spells that need a bit of a kick to get going and, you know, gain momentum. Slower rivers, you could potentially use for maybe not slowing down, but it's that slow and steady energy. Could also be used for cleansing, purifying, and banishing, because rivers will, you know, it's like stick races. Throw a stick in the river, off it goes, it's gone. You're not going to see that stick again. Next we have seawater. I'd love to have some seawater. I just don't, because I don't live near, I'm in a very landlocked area. I'm about as landlocked as I can get. So seawater, it doesn't matter whether it's an ocean, so you could be at the Pacific Ocean, you could be Indian Ocean, Atlantic, doesn't matter. Ocean, sea, same difference. It's the salt water. So it obviously already contains the salt. So it's good for cleansing. It's good for protection, healing, banishing. You could also use it on your altar to represent sea or ocean spirits. So that's also an option. Spring water. It's like river water, but it's collected from natural springs. It's generally associated with local deities or land spirits. So if there's a natural spring nearby that you know is associated with a particular deity and you work with that deity, you could use that spring water. Same with the land spirits. Spring water is good for healing spells, blessing spells. It's good for using as sacred water in general. Growth, beauty, abundance. I've written beauty twice, I don't know why. Lake water, collected from a lake or a pond. Best collected on a very calm day, where the water is calm and acts like a mirror, so it's reflecting the state of the sky. That particular water is good for scrying. It can act as a gateway to the other world. Healing, cleansing, purification, relaxation, revitalization, self-reflection, because it's acting like a mirror. Same with the scrying. Self-discovery and contentment. Well water. It's similar to spring water, but to me there's a difference between the two. So spring water is the one that bubbles up through the ground and comes out above the ground, comes out ground level. Wells, you dig down to them. They are bodies of water in the ground. They can occur naturally. Obviously they do, because they're bodies of water underground, but they can have like the typical well structure above it, you know, at the top of it. So you lower down the bucket, it fills with water, and you crank it back to the top. Well water is good for healing, purification, astral travel. That's what I call spirit travel. Hedge riding. I think I need to do need to explain what hedge is. Hedge witchery is. Connecting to the other world is another good use for well water. Scrying, again, most water can be used for scrying. I wouldn't recommend it with storm water though, because it's got that chaotic energy to it, but it's your choice. Water divination in general. You can also use well water to try and remove curses. Swamp water, if you're in a part of the in an area where there's swamps, you can collect water from a swamp. That water should not be consumed. I think swamp water, marsh water, same kind of thing, but don't try and drink it. Please don't drink it. That's good for binding, banishing, that kind of thing. Now, these final two, the final one is moon water. Just going to give a very general overview for that. Sun water. Not many people know that you can collect sun water, and all that is water that has been sat, perhaps not outside in full sunlight, but certainly had some time in the sun, so that it's charged with the energy of the sun, and it's best only collected between sunrise and sunset. Because if you allow the moon to shine on it, it's sun and moon water, and the energies can get a little bit muddy. Not actually muddy, but the energies get mixed up. But yeah, it's literally just jar of water in the sun. You've got some water. It's good for strength, positivity, purification, healing, rejuvenation. You can use it to charge your crystals, spells regarding ego, pride, protection, success, abundance, increasing energy. Literally whatever energy you associate with the sun, you can use sun water for those kind of spells. Now, moon water. Moon water is one of the most talked about waters within witchcraft. It's literally a jar of water. I'll grab my moon water. It's a jar of water that has been left either outside or on a windowsill, where it will get the light of the sun on it, or the light of the moon on it. It can be collected during a cloudy day. It doesn't have to be, clear night or mostly clear with a few clouds. You can collect it on a cloudy night. So there's that. It can be charged with a particular intention or a moon phase, or both, as well as the particular sign that the moon is in at the time. So for example, this water I collected at the full moon in Libra. So this has full moon energy and it's got Libra energy to it. It's also eclipse water as well, but we'll get to that. I will cover those in a separate video. But generally, moon water is good for purification, cleansing, balance, charging crystals, making tea, coffee, etc. Healing and prosperity spells. So that's a little rundown of the various different waters you can have. Hope that's useful for you. Because again, the new moon in Cancer, and there was a storm, so I got some of everything. There's lots of energy. There's lots of energy floating around. So yeah, I hope that was useful for you. So you've got an idea of what water you could use for different spells if you wanted to use them. Hope But yeah, I hope that's useful. If there's anything you'd like me, if there's a particular topic you'd like me to cover, let me know, please, in the comments, and I will research it and then do a video on it. And hopefully it won't take me too long to do that. And so, yep, please like the video, share it, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Stay safe, everyone, and blessings to you all.